Don't gather round. Something I would say. What brings us together here has blessed us all today. Love has made a circle that holds us all inside. Strangers are his family and loneliness can hide. Give yourself to love. Love is what you're after. Open up your heart to the tears and the laughter and give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. I've walked these mountains in the rain. I learned to love the wind. I've been up before the sunrise to watch the day begin. And I always knew I'd find you, though I never did know how. Like sunshine on a cloudy day, you stand before me now. So give yourself to love. Love is what you're after. Open up your hearts to the tears and the laughter and give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. Love is born in fire, blended like a seed. Love can't give you everything, but it will give you what you need. Love comes when you're ready. Love comes when you're afraid. It will be your best teacher, the best friend you've ever made. So give yourself to love. If love is what you're after, open up your hearts to the tears and the laughter and give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. If love is what you're after, open up your heart to the tears and the laughter and give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. All right. Good morning, Unity of Gainesville. So nice to see your beautiful masked faces as we socially distance together. And hello to all you guys out there in virtual landia. Thank you for joining us this morning. We're so happy to have you this morning. And so we're just going to hop right into it. For those of you here, sing along in your hearts. And for those of you out there, feel free to sing along. And we're going to start this day off by singing, I'm choosing heaven today, because every day it's a choice. All right. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road ever right now, singing, I'm choosing heaven today. Here we go. This is the right key. I'm choosing heaven choosing compassion. I choose compassion today. I choose compassion today. I am walking the road, heaven right now, singing. I choose compassion today. I'm choosing joy. I'm choosing joy today. I'm choosing joy today. I am walking the road, heaven right now, singing. I'm choosing joy today. I choose abundance. I choose abundance today. I choose abundance today. I am walking the road, heaven right now, singing. I choose abundance today. Back to heaven. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road, heaven right now, singing. I'm choosing heaven today.
Thank you, Kristen, and thank you, everybody, for singing along. Yay!
Great job.
All right. Good morning, and welcome to Unity of Gainesville on this 5th Sunday in August 2020. I am Cindy Balkstra, serving as your celebration assistant today. Thank you for being here, those of you in person, and for following all of our safety protocols. Our message today is Embrace Change, Celebration, and Creation. Today is Reverend Robin's last message in her series as Senior Minister at Unity of Gainesville. This message is about life lessons, and that change really is inevitable. When confronted with change, breathe, breathe, breathe into the experience and call forth the presence of God. Our musician today, who we've already introduced, is Kristen Justice. Yahoo! I'd like to say welcome to any newcomers joining us. For anyone who is with us for the first time today, either in person or virtually, I'd like to personally welcome you. I've been a member of this community for probably close to 15 years now, and I love the family atmosphere, the intimacy, and the joy that we share together in fellowship. If this is your first time, if you're here present, raise your hand. If you're online, please send us a text. We have a packet of information that we'd love to share with you. And we'd also like you to complete the guest card so that we can learn more about you, and you can return that to the offering basket up front. If you are new to Unity, I would be happy to answer any questions that you might have after our service. Now let's take a moment to get ready for the sacred part of our service by centering ourselves. Get your feet on the floor. Relax your hands, your arms, your neck. I know my neck is always stiff. And let's just take a moment to breathe in and then release. And let us go within. I discover reasons to feel joyful every day. Yes, even in the most challenging circumstances, such as a big change in the ministry of our faith community. And I begin by centering my awareness on the Christ presence within. I feel the love and peace lift my heart, and I see possibilities for the future, joyful possibilities, hopeful possibilities. I engage wholeheartedly in all that is mine to do today. I share kindness with everyone through my words, a smile, a warm welcome to everyone I meet. I radiate good and bless the world with positivity, with happiness, and with hope. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us truly rejoice and be glad in it. Amen, and so it is. Amen. Our daily word for today is light. The light of God surrounds me. When darkness casts shadows in my life or in the life of someone I care about, I call upon the divine light that lives within me and expresses as me. Just as the light of the sun illuminates the sky, the light of God illuminates my mind, brightens my soul, and warms my heart. Even during life's darkest moments, the light of God is always shining within me, just as it shines within all of you. Basking in this light, I find the strength and the power to lift myself up. Through acts of service and loving kindness, I can be the light that helps guide others through any darkness they may be facing. Every smile, every kind word, thoughtful deed, or offer of help has the potential to brighten someone else's day. And from Psalm 112, verse 4, they rise in the darkness as a light for the upright. They are gracious, merciful, and righteous. And so it is. At this time, we join together to create a sacred place to pray for all who have asked for prayer. You may speak into this space the name of anyone who is on your personal prayer list or anyone who has mentioned to you that they would like prayer. You can either speak their name or hold them in your heart in the silence. Alicia, Noah, my mom, my brother, Dylan. We know for these names spoken and unspoken that God is the active energy of life, love, health, and peace. As we release this prayer to the energy of life divine, we know and affirm that all is working for the highest and the best in all conditions. And so we say, Amen. Amen.
Shining in the light of your glory, pour out your power and love as we sing holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy.
we come in to this peaceful pause. Right where you are in this very moment, the invitation is to take a few minutes just for you. As we sit together in this sacred space and those beyond here in our virtual service, just take a moment to sit down and relax and close your eyes. And let this be a time that you connect with that holy part of you. That you answer the call of your heart that is seeking and saying, I want to see you. If it is safe for you to do so, just let your eyes fall gently closed or look down at your hands in your lap. And be fully present in this moment. Be here, right now. There's nothing for you to do. Just set your to-do list aside. Breathe and relax. We take a step with open hearts into a space of appreciation and celebration. And the energy of appreciation and celebration is filled with the energy of love. When you open your heart to appreciation and celebration, you open to warmth and peace and kindness and compassion. So the invitation is to bring to mind a beautiful scene that you have physically seen lately. A sunrise or a beautiful sunset, or maybe a storm moving in. Perhaps a new baby or a puppy, or the bloom of a beautiful flower. And from that open heart of appreciation, just allow your love and compassion and enjoyment of that beauty to flow forth. And celebrate the wonder and the awe of that beauty. And as you feel those feelings, just relax even more. And bask for a moment in the appreciation of the life that is all around you. The beauty of this beautiful life that is all around you. And now think of someone you truly appreciate and call that person to mind. And feel that same wonder and awe flowing from you to that person. And recall a time when you have felt true appreciation from someone else. And allow that wonder and awe and love to flow back to you. these sensations to go deep. To go deep within your heart, your soul. Appreciation is a prayer in and of itself. It is a prayer of recognizing the good in others and in yourself. And when we open our hearts to appreciation, then we can let in more beauty, more love, and more of all the good things that we are already appreciating. We become more compassionate and more loving as we appreciate and celebrate the depths of our humanness and the depths of our divinity. Place your focus on your breath. And we'll pause here for a few moments in the silence as you enjoy the feelings of appreciation and celebration that are flowing within you. As we pause and breathe. Your breath is a beautiful act of love from God life itself. We give thanks for our unity of spirit and oneness with God that we experience every time we go within. As our meditation time draws to a close, breathe and feel the joy of appreciation for all the good, for all the God in your life. Commit to look for and bless more of that goodness. And sing, holy, 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 as you truly appreciate this life that is you.
To be high and live we sing holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. I want to be holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. I want to see you. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. I want to see you. One more time. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. I want to see you. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to take you out of that space that Reverend Robin took us to. And so this series has been about change and embracing change. There's my baby girl. We brought the baby girl with us. And so I wanted to share this song with you guys. And, you know, change is just a great reminder for us to remember that God is our source, and we must go to God and surrender to God, to this change. And that we have this great ability to create, to co-create our existence, the existence that we want to have, the life we want to create. And a lot of times without change, we just kind of go along in that flow, that nice little flow, and we forget our spiritual practice because things are easy. So change comes along and it's a reminder. It's a great reminder. And that's how we have to take a look at it. It's a great reminder that we got to get out our spiritual tools and start using them again and start creating the life that we want. And what better way than to take a moment each day and check in the source and say, what is it? What is it, God? What is it, God, that you want me to do today? I allow divine order in my life to co-create with you. And then, you know, the stress is off. The stress is off. You're free. You're free to create the world that you want. And the first question you got to ask yourself is, what is it I want? So let's start with that question. What is it I want? And then go into that place. So this is a little song I thought would go along really well. It's a beautiful song called Pure Imagination. Take a look and you'll see into your imagination. We'll begin with a spin, traveling in a world of my creation. What we see will defy explanation. Simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do it. Want to change the world. There's nothing to it. There is no life I know to compare with your imagination. Living there, you'll be free if you truly wish to be. If you want to see magic lands, close your eyes and you'll see one. Want to be a dreamer, be one. Anytime you please, and please save me one. Come with me and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look and you'll see into your imagination. There is no place to go to compare with your imagination. So go there to be free if you truly wish to be. So go there. You'll be free if you truly wish to Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Kristen. Oh, beautiful. Yes, beautiful. And we're going to tap into our imagination a little bit today. Good morning.
Good morning.
I am Reverend Robin Volker, Senior Minister of Unity of Gainesville. And it is my honor and delight to be here with you as we bring this three-part series, Embrace Change, to a close. And we bring my service as your minister to a close. We have been talking about who moved my cheese. The great little book from Spencer Johnson in 1998. Sometimes things that have been around for a while still have a lot of relevance, don't they? And we hope that that's true as we get older, that we still have relevance, right? So what is the cheese? It is what we perceive will make us happy. When we left our story last week, two little mice and two little people the size of mice lived in a maze which represents life with all its twists and turns. And they had found their cheese had been moved. The two mice, Sniff and Scurry, were prepared for the change. They had noticed that the cheese was changing, and they were ready. They were mentally, physically, and emotionally ready for change. They put on their running shoes and their jogging suits, and they took off. The cheese had moved, so they moved. The story then centered around hem and haw, the little people. They resisted change with all of their might. Last week, him and Haw were in the cheeseless chamber, and they spent the whole service hemming and hawing. Finally, Haw began to imagine possibilities. He began to imagine that that chamber was not the only place where cheese existed. And he began to imagine that he could again enjoy new and delicious cheese. When we left our story last week, Haw struck out into the maze to find new cheese. Him stubbornly stayed behind with a myriad of excuses why not to change. So we pick up the story today as Haw is moving through the maze. He finds enough cheese to survive, but no great stash of cheese. And maybe we can relate to that there are times in our lives when we get enough money to keep going, but we haven't found the pot of gold. We find enough love, but we haven't found that one perfect relationship. We find enough spiritual nourishment to hold together, but we haven't yet found our Joshua who will take us into the promised land. Haw admits to himself that life in the maze is hard. At times, it is hard. But he also recognizes that it is easier to be moving toward what he desires than it is to be stuck in the cheeseless chamber with no hope. As much as he doesn't enjoy looking for new cheese, it's not as hard as he feared it would be. Remember that. It will not be as hard as you fear it will be. Whenever he gets discouraged, he begins to laugh at himself and to remember that it is his fear that is making him uncomfortable. And that as uncomfortable as he is, it is not as uncomfortable as starving in the cheeseless chamber. If Sniff and Scurry could do it, he believes that he can do it too. So he wrote on the wall, "Smell the cheese often, so you'll know when it's getting old." Sometimes, Haw is scared to keep going, but he knows he can't turn back. And he knows that it's his fear that's making things worse. So he asks himself, what can I do when I'm not so afraid? So he does what he can do when he's not frozen in his fear. And he wrote on the wall, "Movement in a new direction helps you find new cheese." Haw was letting go and trusting that what lay ahead for him is better, even if he doesn't know exactly what it is yet. He began to feel good, even though nothing had really changed for him, but he started to feel it in his heart. And he wrote on the wall, when you move beyond your fears, you start to feel free. So using his imagination, Haw painted a picture in his mind of finding delicious cheese. And he made it really realistic. He imagined that he was sitting in the middle of all his favorite cheeses from cheddar to brie. And he could taste it. The more clearly that he imagined himself having what he wanted, the easier it was for him to keep going, even in his fear. And he wrote on the wall, imagining myself enjoying new cheese even before I find it leads me to it. We have to appreciate what we are about to receive before we even get it. He wondered why he had always thought that change would mean something worse. And he decided that change could be something better. And he wrote again, the quicker you let go of the old cheese, the sooner you will find the new cheese. And just realizing that he could let go of some of his fear really helped him to be energized and to keep going. So let me tell you how it goes. In Dr. Johnson's words. By now, Ha had let go of the past and was adapting to the present. He continued on through the maze with greater strength and speed, and before long it happened. When it seemed like he had been in the maze forever, his journey, or at least this part of his journey, ended quickly and happily. Ha proceeded around a corridor that was new to him, and when he rounded the corner, he found new cheese. And when he went inside, he was startled at what he saw. Piled high everywhere was the greatest supply of cheese he had ever seen. He didn't recognize all the cheeses, as some were new to him. And then he wondered for a moment whether it was real or just his imagination, until he saw his old friends, Sniff and Scurry. Sniff welcomed Ha with a nod of his head, and Scurry waved a paw, and their fat little bellies showed that they had been there for a while. Ha quickly said hello and then started taking bites of every one of his favorite cheeses. He pulled off his shoes and tied the laces together and hung them around his neck, just in case he needed them again. Sniff and Scurry laughed and nodded in approval, and then Ha jumped into the new cheese, and when he had eaten his fill, he lifted a piece of fresh cheese and made a toast. Hooray for change! Hooray for change! Can you toast with me? Hooray for change! As Ha reflected on his experience in the maze, he realized the new cheese had been out there all along, even when he didn't realize it. And he was rewarded with it when he could let go of his fear and begin to visualize it, imagine it. He knew that that activity of visualizing and imagining the cheese drew him to the abundant supply of it. He didn't like change when it first happened, but he knew that the change had turned out to be a blessing in disguise. It had led him to the experience of new cheese. And it had even made him a better person in the process. He thought about his friend him, and he knew that him had to find his own way. Him had to deal with his own fears and his own resistance. But Ha had marked the path. If him could read the handwriting on the wall. I made you a little cheat sheet of some handwriting on the wall. You can take with you to be reminded of in times of challenge and difficulty. This story is about life lessons. It's about dealing with the reality of change. Our bodies are changing in every breath, every minute. We will be different when we leave here than we were when we came because of this experience that we're having together this morning. And that's been true for all of the Sundays that we have been together. Every Sunday we've grown a little more in consciousness. And a part of emotional and spiritual maturity is recognizing that just when we think we have it made, the cheese will move. People who have a difficult time with change oftentimes are either living in the past or they're fearful and they're already in the future. When you live in the present moment, there's no need to be so afraid or to be so sad. This present moment, in this present moment, everything's okay. Everything's okay. One of the things that Ha learned running through the maze is that nothing gets better until you change. We all have to change. We all have to grow. We all have to move. There's no such thing as just sitting still, because life is going to continue. We began this series by talking about trust and fear. And fear is our humanity. It is going to be with us always. Just accept that. We're not going to make it go away. It is a part of our human experience because our humanness forgets that we are divine. It forgets that we are spirit before we are human. As long as we can remember that, then there's nothing to fear, right? But we forget that instantaneously. And we live in that place of our humanness, which is okay because we are having this human experience. And Susan Jeffers wrote a lot of books that were titled Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. So it's not about not having any fear. It's about moving with the fear and doing it anyway. So when confronted with change, breathe. Breathe. That is the Spirit of God within you. Breathe. And you may ask, where is God in this uncertainty? We have uncertainty in our church. We have uncertainty in the way things are done. You know, we have COVID to deal with, and those that are here in person are sitting with masks on, and I know that it's not always comfortable, but thank you for doing it, and thank you for coming today. It's great to see some faces I haven't seen in a very long time, and see some precious faces I've missed so much. And we're dealing with uncertainty in our country and our politics. So, you know, there's a bunch of that going on. And you may ask, where is God in the middle of all this? God is in the middle of all this, Mama Ann tells us. Isn't that the truth? So if I'm in the middle of it, where is God? with me in the middle of it. If you are in the middle of it, where is God? With you in the middle of it. I think there's a song there, Kristen.
We can work on that.
When we feel disappointment and joy, God is in the disappointment and in the joy. When we feel anxiety and excitement, God is in the anxiety and the excitement. The emotions that you feel, God is experiencing those through you. And what do we do in these times of challenge? I learned a long time ago when I stood at a very important crossroads in my life. God does not stand at the end of one choice waving a sign that says, this one, this one, this one. God stands at the point of decision with you and says, I am with you every step of the way. Cindy, in her prayer, referred to Psalms 118:24. This is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. One of my favorite scriptures, because it is this day. This is the day that we have. And each dawning of each new day is an opportunity for us, a new opportunity. It's an opportunity for a completely new experience. The other morning, I awoke really early, about 4:15, and I couldn't go back to sleep. Some of you know that kind of cycle. And I decided to get up instead of just lying there tossing and turning. And when I went downstairs, the doggies decided they wanted to go outside and potty. And then they had to chase some deer. So eventually, we come back onto the screened-in porch. And I paused in the silence. That space in the early morning, in the quiet, was so peaceful. There were lots of sounds, bugs and things in nature. It was not quiet, but it was. You know, it was quiet from all of our human noise. And I pulled up a chair and sat there in the darkness for a long time, listening, watching, not planning, not stressing, not worrying, just empty, just being, waiting. That pause in the darkness of early morning, that is the gap between what was yesterday and what is about to be today. And I thought about the significance of that pause. That is the place where we can set the intention for what is coming. When we can bless all that has been in the day before, and we can welcome what we can't yet see. Every day, you and I have an opportunity to welcome a new day. But oftentimes we miss that opportunity. We sleep through it. And then by the time that we awaken and get ready to get started, we're already so caught up in the stress and the drama of whatever the day presents that we're not present anymore. With the dawn of each new day comes all the goodness and graciousness that we have prayed for. Think about that. With the dawning of each new day comes all the goodness and graciousness that we have prayed for. So yesterday you prayed for certain things. Are you ready for those things to show up today? When do you expect your prayers to be answered? Is it always out there somewhere in the distant future? Or are you going to make space for it to happen today? So we, Unity of Gainesville, we have an opportunity to be made new, to celebrate what has been, and to rejoice in the creation of what is yet to be. And it's probably not going to look exactly the same, and we have anxiety about that. We have to let go of expectations and be willing to find new and different cheese. The opportunity is this: to begin each day with high and holy thoughts. And you might not find those on CNN or Fox. To begin each day with high and holy thoughts. To clothe yourself in the powers of spirit. Charles Fillmore identified 12 of those powers that he believed if you centered and anchored yourself in those 12 powers, you would have a wonderful life. And those 12 are wisdom, faith, strength, and love. Power, imagination, understanding, and will. Order, zeal, life, and release. This is a time of reincarnation for Unity of Gainesville and for me. And together we have a golden opportunity to rise to a higher level of spiritual expression. And we allow ourselves to feel whatever we feel. We feel sadness and separation. We feel joy in the possibilities. We feel unconditional love for all of the days that we shared. Perfect peace for following the call of our hearts. And abundant growth for stepping forward to our new cheese. The joy and the love and the peace and all the emotion that we share is more than just surface, fleeting feelings. These feelings are what connects us to the divine within us. And when we go within, we know it's all going to be okay. It's all going to be all right. And this moment is just a God moment. And we embrace all that we feel in it. So if you feel a little tear today, you let it flow. I don't want to see any of that prissy dabbing. And if you feel like laughing, I laugh out loud. Whatever it is that you feel, it is God energy moving in and through you, and I rejoice that we are feeling it together. Life is about the experience. Nothing is meant to stay the same. And it is not the destination, but the journey. And we have journeyed well together. We have made some wonderful accomplishments together. 5 years ago in September, we visioned together what we wanted. I posted the original flip chart page on the door. I hope that you look at it, take a picture of it, take it home as proof that intention is powerful, because we accomplished everything that we set out to do and more. And more. What a successful journey we've had together. And I encourage you to stay connected with each other and support each other. This is not the time to withdraw and quit. This is the time to join and participate. There are people in this ministry that need you. And there are people beyond the walls of this spiritual center that need you. And you are now connected to thousands of them through virtual church, thanks to COVID. As you support one another, you learn how to expand that support to others as they experience their own ups and downs of change. We sink into the truth that God is present everywhere. And we volunteer to hold the space for change and for growth. For each one of you and your lives, and for Unity of Gainesville. And for Robin and Rick as we expand into adventures yet unknown. In 1 Thessalonians 5, Paul wrote, "Rejoice always, pray without ceasing, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you. Do not squelch the Spirit. Do not despise the words of the prophets, but test everything and hold fast to what is good." Unity minister Frank Whitney said it this way: "Keep your vision clear. Lay aside every weight and run with patience the race before you. Count over and over the joys that today can bring. Take a new lease on life. Keep your face turned toward the light, the shadows behind you. Find in today's promises the fulfillment of whatever joy and blessing you seek." Today, we celebrate all that has been and all that is yet to be. I want to personally thank everyone who has supported this ministry for these 5 years. For the support in the ministry by giving your financial gifts, by giving your volunteer time, by giving your prayer support. I want to thank those people who looked beyond what they needed and actually called me and wrote me and said, "How can I support you so that you can support others?" Those gifts of support have been so valuable to me. Feel my heart. It's wide open for you. I wish only the best for Unity of Gainesville, here and beyond. And what you are creating will be beautiful. The future is open to you. It is a blank page, a clean canvas. You will test everything, and you will hold everything to the standard of good. Together, you will create the next chapter for Unity of Gainesville. Together, you will find new cheese. I love you. I bless you. I appreciate you. And I behold the Christ in you. God bless you.
Thank you, Reverend Robin, for a very inspiring series and for today's message. This is the time in our service when we have the opportunity to give our financial love and support to this, our spiritual community, the one we call home. Every gift is very important. The energy of your love carries us forward and helps Unity of Gainesville to make a difference in people's lives. To help make giving easy for those watching in our virtual church, we have a Give To text number. The number is 833-987-2047. Simply text the number into the address line of your text function on your phone. Insert the dollar amount of your contribution in the message line. You will be walked through simple prompts to use this secure and designated service for Unity of Gainesville. Now, if you will join me in holding your gift over your heart and join with me in our offertory blessing. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I choose to give and all that I am open to receive. I give in love and receive in abundance. Thank you, God. I am so blessed.
I just want to say, Reverend Robin, on behalf of everyone here, how much we love you. We love you so much, and we are so grateful for you. And we are so grateful for all that you have done here and for this community. And thank you for asking me to be here and to be with this community as well. I really enjoyed listening to your messages and receiving your messages and all your inspiration. And we will miss you. We will miss you a lot. And but we also want to celebrate you and celebrate your path and celebrate you on your way. And we want to celebrate what's new for us and what's new for this community too. And so you inspired me to write a new song. And so this is kind of a play on words. It's like, I give it to you, Reverend Robin, you've done a great job. It's like, I give it to you, God. You've done a great job of, having me follow your path too and knocking me over the head sometimes and showing me the way. But this is a song called I Give It to You, and it's about celebrating life and celebrating everything and celebrating it all. So here it goes.
You thought
Awesome. Fantastic. Thank you, Kristen. That was beautiful. We want to bless these gifts, knowing that they come from pure love and gratitude to bring abundance in every way, shape, and form to this community in order to be of spiritual service according to divine will. Let us close this part of our service with the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And so it is. Amen.